Hi everybody, my name is Rhys Barber. I'm the audiologist here at Audiology Associates. We upload new earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time, so please consider subscribing. Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal compilation video today. This gentleman's come through. He had been seen by another audiologist who'd attempted to remove the wax, had got cleared one ear, but had noticed they had a very deep seated section in the other ear canal. Did attempt to remove it with some syringing and also with some suction, but failed to get it out, so passed them our way to see if we could remove it for them. So what we have is a very deep hardened section of wax. So this is a classic Q-tip use issue here. The wax is very deep where it shouldn't be formed in the canal and compressed together into a hardened lump. So what we're going to have to do here is try and gently lift the wax from the canal walls and also take it out of this kind of narrow section of the ear canal. So we're using the standard size ulnar tube here just to hold on to the wax first of all, and very gentle movements, because we have no idea how far back this wax goes. It could actually be pressing against the eardrum, so we don't want to make massive movements here. Just hold on to the wax, very gentle rocking and circular motions, so we're breaking the edges of this wax down. We have introduced some olive oil in here as well to try and help to slide this. So I've managed to detach the bottom section there, you see. So now I'm working on the right hand side, so leaving the suction in place, allowing the suction pressure to build on that wax, and then gently moving to the left and trying to pull towards us so that we can see, there we go, we can see it start to detach from the top. Not quite detached from the right, now it's detached from the right hand canal wall as well. So we've managed to detach the right side and the top section of the wax. So now we can move to the left hand side. Because we've bunched all the wax in together, look at the bottom, it gives us something good to get a grip on rather than a flat surface. So we're just slowly working around point by point, sort of to the right, to the bottom, to the left, to the top, loosening each section of wax before we can try and pull this whole plug out. Now we've got it all loosened, the trick now is to hold the suction on and very slowly and very gently start to maneuver this down the canal. Get it away from the eardrum. Now if we can get it away from the eardrum, we can start to increase the movements we can make. I'm trying to bunch the wax together to get a better grip with the suction. There we are, very gently. You can see that the end of the suction tube just vibrating ever so slightly, and that's because we're making such small movements in here, just to try and loosen this out of that space. Because it's in this narrow point, sometimes the back end of the wax can be wider than the front, so you're trying to fit almost like a I don't know, we have drawing pins over here in the UK, but like the top of a nail, so you have a thin center section and a wider piece at the top. Now it's coming away from the eardrum, so we can increase the size of the movements. We can start to wiggle a little bit more. It's starting to work its way down the canal. It's on its way. Still trying to maintain the grip, make the movement and draw it down the canal at the same time, which is a little bit more difficult than it sounds. So there we are. Now we've got away from the eardrum. Now we've pulled this down the canal. We've got it into a wider section. We can make bigger, wider movements now to rock this. There we are. We can see the softer tail of wax at the top, which is going to give us a much better grip if we can aim for it. There we go. Now we're getting the bigger movements. It's really moving now. There we go. Out it comes. There we are. So that was the plug, and that was really deep in the canal. You can actually see it was sitting really deep in there. There's the eardrum there, looking a little bit dull. This is the plug we removed, so just under 1.5 centimeters in length, just over 1/2 inch. So quite a deep plug, and that was giving the patient quite a lot of discomfort. They were really, really uncomfortable with that. So second patient now in the compilation is the last patient in this compilation. You can see we've got some very soft wax around the outside edge. So we're going to aim through the hair. Bear with the hair for a little bit. It's there for about the first kind of minute, and then we get past it. But because it's quite close to the outer part of the ear canal, you've got a lot of sort of quite thick ciliary in front of it. So I'm aiming just to get a grip on this section to try and lift You can see we've got this darker colour. People who watch the channel quite a lot will probably be able to identify this type of wax. They know it's going to be the really sticky, darker type of wax. So at the moment I'm lifting from the left canal wall, pushing across to the right, trying to free this up. Hairs are not helping a little bit, because sometimes as you take this stickier type of wax out, it can stick to the hairs. But you can see as we've as we've detached it from the left canal wall, it's now stuck to the right. So now we have to kind of wiggle it back and forth, slowly move it back and forth to see if we can get this out. You get this with suction, you get this long kind of, if you've ever pulled toffee apart, you get these kind of long stretchy strings in the center. It's kind of like that, and that sort of consistency as well. So it's very difficult sometimes to get a good enough grip and a strong enough grip with the suction to be able to hold on to it and be able to take it out at the same time. So I'm just wiggling this bottom section. I'm really trying to detach this bottom section if I can, because it means I can get the camera in that little bit deeper. At the moment, because it's stretching away, it's difficult to get the camera in deep enough without hitting this piece of wax. So you can see a little bit of dry skin there coming away with it as well. So that's come away now. Means we can get in that little bit deeper to look at the next piece of wax. You can see that darker, almost black color there at the base, what we're working on at the moment. You can see it's starting to pull across from left to right. It's really jammed in there though. It's really happy in where it is. It's quite stuck. So it's not really budging with the suction, so I'm opting to use the Jobson horn at the moment. So I just need to get above this section. You can see we've got a bit of a gap to work in. We're going to press down into this wax and try and bring this forwards. But what we can see happening is that as we press down into it, you can see how thick this is. It's kind of pulling the center section of the wax out, but the harder, thicker, stickier section is staying in place. I'm trying not to work too deep in here because we don't want to go anywhere near that eardrum. I'm trying to stick to the left canal wall at the moment. So as I'm pushing into the wax, I'm also trying to get a grip on that harder outer section, because I'd like to use that to my advantage. So if we can press down into it against one of the canal walls, it's going to pick up that thicker, stickier wax, and it's going to bring you've got a better chance of getting this whole thing out in one go. You can see I'm trying to kind of fold it in on itself, back to the suction now to try and get a good grip on this again. Just tidy up some of these looser pieces at the entrance here. There we go, that's gone. Let's take a look behind. Still quite firmly stuck on all the canal walls there. And you can see we've got this higher back section, so it's going to be difficult to get above that back section with the Jobson horn. If I can detach a little bit more of it, what I'm trying to do here is get as much of it away from the canal wall as we can. So when we do go in with the Jobson horn, then we can try and pull the whole thing out in one big chunk. So back in with the Jobson now, aiming for that slight gap there. You can see I don't want to push too hard because it's folding the back section towards the eardrum. So we're going to aim for this center section in the middle, aiming towards the canal wall again. You can see it's really, that's why we tidy up. As you can see there, as we pushed in, little straggly bits will flick up in front of the camera. There, now there, see it all moving across to the right hand side. We've got a grip on that left canal wall. It's quite thick, it's quite sticky, but the bottom section is staying intact. So we're pulling down again from the top. There you go, it's starting to roll forwards now. Much deeper wax just pulling forwards. There, it's coming. It's almost there. There you go. Okay, so we've got it out of the canal now. You can see just how hardened up that outer section was. I can't even get I'm struggling to get the Jobson horn in there. There you go. And we'll take a look behind that, and there we are. You can see all the way down to the eardrum. So this was all, we've managed to get it all out in one piece. You can see how soft and sticky that wax was. So this is the gentleman's other ear canal here. Very similar story. A little bit more room to maneuver though in here. So we're going to try with the suction tube first of all, just to see if we can, because we've got a little bit more room, sometimes we can detach the one side far enough without it actually hitting the other canal wall, and that will give us a little bit more movement as far as the kind of wiggle is concerned to pull this out. Okay, that's the one. Just going to get behind that now. It's pulling down from the top. I can see there's harder pieces of wax a little bit further in, but I'm working on the softer section at the front a second. Just trying to pull it across to the right, pull it down. There's that harder section there. Got a big gap, so we're going to go above it with the Jobson. Not too deep. Pressing down to increase the view. There we are. Now we've got to the back section. We've just lifted it. It's rolled upwards so we can get behind this now. Caught in the outer part of the ear canals, pushed down. Get behind it again. Gentle pressure forwards. There it comes. Starting to roll forwards now. It's on its way out. Got a bit stuck, so we're going to go back in now. There it is. So I'm just trying to push the Jobson horn in there to lift it up. You can see it's still a little bit attached there, look. So I'm going to break that attachment. There we go. There's the piece there. You can see all the little tiny hairs in there as well. So what we have here is just some kind of sticky wax that's stuck at the entrance to the canal. So I'm just going to take some of this away. You can see just how firmly this wax attaches to the canal walls. Just using the Jobson horn just to tidy up a little bit. You can see why this wax just didn't want to budge. It was so stuck to the canal walls. Trying to get this section to the right hand side here, just scraping. You can see I'm really having to push down on the canal. You can see how much the canal walls are bending. This outer section of the ear canal is basically the outer part of your ear, and you can press on that bit quite easily without causing any discomfort. But it's the inner kind of harder sections where there's not so much fatty tissue underneath that's what is more sensitive for the patient. So where we are here, so I'm opting to use the suction there to take that piece away rather than the Jobson horn. Just trying to see if we can suction some of this off. It's so tough. Just working around the outside edge, trying to get this section here. Let's use the Jobson horn again. You're going to use the edge to there we go. There we are. Just tidying up that entrance to the canal now. Just scrape it a little bit more away. That'll do. And we take a look there, we can see the eardrum. So this is what we removed. So you can see the dryness and the plugs there. The collection of smaller stuff to the left hand side is what came out at the beginning as well. Thank you very much for watching our video today. If you did enjoy the video, then please like. If you're not subscribed already or you'd like to do so, you can click the subscribe button here. If you'd like to check out some more of our videos, they're also up there. Now, if you want to follow us, you can do on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also check our website if you want to know a little bit more about us. As always, guys, until the next time, take care.